And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called City Blox. Now, if you look at this game, you'll say those look like Legos, and that's the same thing I thought. As I walked through Essen, I saw this set up, and it looked really cool. The idea of using, I know they're not Legos, legally these are very distinct and different, just whatever the blocks are. Using those in a game is a fascinating idea to me. I really hope that this was good because I like the concept of it quite a bit. So I played this with adults and found out, oh, this is kind of a kid's game. So then I went and tried it with kids. Let's see how it plays, and then I'll tell you what I think. The game comes with 3 levels, and so I'm going to explain level 1. Each person starts with one of these 3 different types here. You have essentially a house, school, supermarket. And so you get them randomly drawn from this pile. Each round, one person goes first. That person will pick 4 different blocks and put them out there. Then in turn order, starting with the person who put the blocks out, you will take one and you're going to place it here on your board. Now you got to try to make sure that it matches, but again, you can count the dots here, so it's not that difficult to figure out how that fits on there. So, I mean, later on, you're going to place it on here to see, but each person will take one, and then the next person goes. When you finish one completely, you say, hey, I finished, you put it there. Look, it's finished. Then you'll draw a card from this event deck, and these cards are sometimes good, sometimes bad. So this one in particular says I need to exchange one building block of my choice with the building block of another player. Oh, well, hopefully I've had, maybe one out here or something, but otherwise I'm in trouble when I drew that card. When it's your turn to take one from the middle, if you can't take one, or you don't want to take one, you can just throw it back. The first person who finishes all of their, I put that one in the wrong spot anyway, but during the game I would not, because I would just count really carefully. But the first person who finishes all of them, let's see here, I'm just gonna, is the winner. And so it's a little easier to build these after you, look at that, beautifulness. That's level 1. Level 2 is literally level 2. You're going to well, there's level 1B, where example you can pick different kinds of cards to make the game more challenging. But level 2, you have to have 2 levels or more. So I might have something like this. There has to be at least 2 levels. And in fact, you can even have something like this when you're building the 2 levels. It's legitimate to do this, as long as when you're looking from above, you've covered up all the white spots. And then level 3, you have to do 2 levels in each plot, but you have to leave a certain number of white knobs available. So maybe I need to leave 1 white thing visible on this one, and 2 on this one, etc. That's pretty much it. That's how you play. If nothing else, the game comes with these really nice blocks. Now, obviously, as I said, they're not Legos, but they're compatible with Legos, and they seem to be pretty decent quality. And I like these. They fit together nicely. They're your typical blocks that you might find in these games. These cards are fine. They look neat. And again, when the whole thing is done being built, the event cards are ridiculously small, especially considering the fact that I don't know what any of these do, and you will consistently have to look here to see what they do. I don't know why they couldn't have made the cards bigger and just put the words on them. I know that they were trying to make this language independent, but maybe put some symbols or something. As it is, the cards are too small and useless. All right. Well, City Blox, unfortunately, isn't that good of a game. I wanted to like it. Now, the rules were a little difficult for me to understand completely, and I think that's just a translation issue. But the fact is, level 1, level 2, level 3, they're all the same. One of the simplest fixes to me, which kind of mind-boggled me that it wasn't in the game, you have to pick 4 different blocks, and then you pick one that you want. So the game comes down to, I'll pick the block I want, and then try to pick 3 other blocks that other people can't use, which they probably can. Near the end of the game, it matters more. But why wasn't it you put 4 blocks out, but then you pick last? That seems like a very obvious thing to me, because then you have to think a little bit more. It adds a little bit of thought to the game. As it is with kids, I'm like, oh, well, this is a good game for kids. They can put the blocks out and put the stuff on. But it's just, again, it's just so obvious. Even kids are kind of bored. And as the game progresses, they will say, well, I guess I'll take this block, or I can't take that block. I just have to wait till the yellow square shows up. That's the only one that fits in this spot. And a lot of these cards, only one block fits there. And the level 2, level 3, whatever, that doesn't add anything to the game. The event cards also are bad. Some of them say take a block away. How is that enjoyable? The kids hated that. I finish a thing, draw a card, remove a block. I guess I didn't finish it. Good job. You finish something, and your reward is you lose something. Bad idea all around. Those event cards are awful. The whole thing just feels like it was randomly designed to use Legos. It feels like someone had a good idea, and I can see this. If someone brought this to me, I'd be like, this is an interesting idea. Let's make a good game out of it. Unfortunately, City Blox is not that game. City Blox is just too simplistic, even for kids. And I have kids, so I'm not knocking it for that idea. It's just that there should be some substantial choices in the game. There should be a little bit of strategy. There should be something. As it is, it's an exercise in frustration, not because of trying to figure out how to build these things. I mean, the Lego sets that kids buy are way more complicated than this stuff ever is, and yet more satisfying to build. This City Blox should come with a level of satisfaction as you complete the City Blox that it does not. And for me, that's enough for me to say I don't think you should get it. Dice Tower Judgment, too simple, even for kids.